Alright guys, I just want to make a quick video to show you my new gun, as I just bought a new gun. So here's my new gun. Right? So this right here is my new gun. But then you might say, Tahuti, that's not a gun, that's an Ankh. That's an Ankh, right? So what do I mean by this? So now we understand that the gun denotes death. The gun denotes death, right? And the Ankh is said to be the symbol of life. But we understand that in the metaphysics, there is no distinction between life and death. Life and death are simply polarities. For example, when you are born in the physical, you die to the spiritual. And when you die to the physical, you are born to the spiritual. So when you die, so death in the physical is simply waking up to the spiritual, right? And in Bobby Hemmitt's lecture, going through the gates of the afterlife, which I strongly recommend you all check out, he broke down how the same way somebody mourns you when you leave the physical is the same way you are mourned when you leave the spiritual and to be born in the physical. So I thought that was really deep, right? But then I added the part where it's to say that death to the spiritual and birth in the physical. So when you die in the spiritual and come to the physical, they mourn you even more than when you leave the physical, as they know that you are coming to the realm of suffering. You are coming to hell, as the physical is hell. The third dimension is hell. The physical body is the prison for the soul, right? So they would mourn you even more, right? So going back to the Ankh represents physical life, but it's also spiritual death. So the Ankh represents spiritual death. So the Ankh represents both life and death, right? But see, I believe that the Egyptians were so deep to a point where the Ankh to them never represented life. I believe that they were so deep to a point where the Ankh represents that which is in between life and death, right? So it represents the in between life and death, right? But it's hard to explain with this English language and with the English speaking mind, as the English language is inadequate, right? It's inadequate to understand this kind of concept, you see. So I believe that it's the same as the yin and yang symbol, right? So the yin, which is the black side, right? The black half circle, and the yang, which is the white half circle. And the same way, and with the yin and the yang, you have the black dot is present within the white half circle, and the white dot is present within the black half circle, showing how the yin is present within the yang and the yang is present within the yin. And it also shows how the yang is birthed from the yin and the yin is birthed from the yang, you see. So that's what I believe that's the same with the Ankh. The Ankh represents both life and death, right? So if I had life on one side and death on the other side, and I put them into a mixing bowl and mix them together, that is the Ankh, right? And if I took the masculine principle and the feminine principle and mix them together and merge them together, that will be the Ankh. So the Ankh is the merging of those two principles. That's what this embodies right here. But again, the English language is inadequate, right? It's inadequate to understand this kind of concept. So excuse my language, but excuse my language for what I'm about to say, but somebody fucked us in the ass, right? When they gave us that English speaking language, when they gave us English, somebody fucked us in the ass, right? So now we can't understand these deeper concepts, you see, as the ancients with their language, because of their language, they were that more intelligent. That's what made them so intelligent, because of their language, right? So Ma'at represents truth, justice, and righteousness. You see, truth, justice, and righteousness. So one word means three things. But they were that more intelligent. So when you have a language where you have less words to describe something, the people are more intelligent, you see. Because if you have Ma'at, right, represents, so again, you wouldn't have one word that means multiple things. They're more intelligent because it shows that the people are doing more thinking. They have a higher understanding. So they don't need multiple words. But in the English language, we have multiple words because it's a degenerated language. So the person needs multiple words. So they're doing less thinking. They have a lack of understanding. So the ancients were more advanced. So again, somebody fucked us in the ass when they gave us that English language. But then you might say, Tahuti, you see, what if, we had a baby, right, who was born with the Medu nature, and all he knew was Medu nature? You say, would that work? No, it wouldn't, because the baby is still learning the Medu nature from a person with an English speaking mind. So that language is lost now. That language is lost now. We're fucked. You understand? We're fucked, right? So that language is lost now. That language cannot be resurrected. So yeah, brothers may still want to learn it and all that, but it's fucked. We're fucked now. You see what I'm saying? That language is gone. So there is no resurrecting that language, nor is there resurrecting that culture. You see, there's no resurrecting that culture. Brothers want to take you back to Egypt, but it's gone now. So we need something new. You see. So that's pretty much it, guys. I just want to show you my new gun. You see. So I'm saying. So yeah, this is a little on a side note right here to the Black Solutions right here. This is a little side note, but again, this is the Ankh right here, which represents spiritual life, which represents physical life and spiritual death. Alright guys, so yeah, that's pretty much it. Alright guys, so thanks for watching.